I'm very happy from turn 4 onwards. From turn 1 to 3, it wasn't a great lap, but it's okay. I mean, overall, I'm very happy. Obviously, I'm starting on pole. There was probably a bit more in the car, but very happy with the lap overall.
My confidence wasn't the highest today after the crash of yesterday. I had to build it up, and even in that last quali lap, still didn't put the best of laps together, but it shows that I'm progressing, because even if it wasn't the best of laps, I was still on a fight for pole, so I think I'm getting there. It's just a matter of having a cleaner weekend, and I hope that will come in the future.
Well, I think it's more about if we would have a clean weekend, we would have been on pole, because you cannot afford on a new track like this to have a weekend like we've had, to only do 4 or 5 laps on a Friday. I mean, we can of course sweet talk her, but it's extremely painful. Yeah, I think overall to be third in qualifying is still a good result.
Q3 run 1 was terrible because I had a very cold tire going to turn 1, and it was a really bad lap, which put me out of it. You know, like to find those couple of hundreds at the end on the final lap, I just wasn't there. So yeah, I mean, couple of hundreds and I will have been P2, but unfortunately I didn't get it.
It was far from an easy day yesterday, not many laps, and but yeah, we had good practice at P3 and got a clear direction with the setup, and then it was all about me finding the rhythm lap by lap, and by the end of Q3 I found the rhythm.
Gave it my all at the end. It was just quite difficult with the single laps, getting the most out of this car. It was hard work, this car. So, but I'm grateful to be in amongst the group ahead.
I haven't felt so comfortable in the car this morning, so I'm really pleased with the turnaround, and also in qualifying it was extremely hard to put things together, but when it mattered in the end, I managed to do a very strong lap and get our best quali of the year, so I'm happy with that.
It's very tricky. It's very tough to put the laps together. Just easy to make mistakes, whatever, but maybe not the happiest. I made a mistake on my final lap. You know, I didn't go as quick as what I did in Q2, and I just made one small mistake. It just cost me so much. So
just I'm starting P9, so of course aim for the points, but yeah, I'll attack.
Good in Q2 and not so good in Q3, so yeah, we could have easily been knocked out of Q1 with the performance we did in Q3, so but I understand why.
Yeah, the car is fast, but we have been fast always on Saturdays and not so much on Sundays. So tomorrow is a good test for us if we can perform well in the race and recover places.
I'm not surprised based on my feeling within the car. It was very difficult to drive. The car was bouncing around with the porpoising everywhere, and you know, most noticeably through the high-speed sector, and I just lost all confidence in the car and couldn't attack any corners, and ultimately that cost us dearly today.
Sebastian, it looks like the pace of the car continually improves weekend in, weekend out. So is it frustrating that you didn't get it all together today?
Yeah, a little bit, but the race is tomorrow. I think it's going to be a very hot and long race. So we'll see what we can do.
I'll start with the positive. Q1 we were looking all right. So Q1 there was no issues, and then Q2, yeah, ultimately the last run we had an issue in the garage, so we couldn't get out. So we finally did get out, but it was with, I think, 2 seconds margin to the flag, so we had to push.
Unfortunately, I think that you know, we obviously had the hope of getting into Q3, but realistically, I think we just weren't there in terms of pace, as you say. But still overall happy about it. I mean, we did the right calls at the right time. Unfortunately, just didn't manage to improve on those new tires.
We had some issues on the car that meant we couldn't really communicate between me and the team, so only did one long run in Q1 instead of 2 short ones. But anyway, points on tomorrow.
Yeah, I think Q2 was definitely possible today. Looking at, we were only missing by 2 tenths, but the lap was done before, so it's a shame, and let's focus on tomorrow.
Our long run pace is actually pretty strong, so as it has been the pace generally all weekend. So yeah, you know, we'll bounce back, we'll be strong, and who knows.
As a team, we're not where we want to be, but for me, it's obviously about that relative performance, and that's what's been lacking since the start of the year. But again, based off what I know the differences are between the cars, I'm quite happy with that.